Thanks to all of you guys. I really want to say thanks, though, to Bree, because Bree really runs this banquet. Where's she at? My assistants, Luke, who's not here, and Emily. The support staff that we have is unbelievable in strength and nutrition, and our trainers. I think JP's here, Mike's here. Is Pam here? Marie and academic. I mean, I miss people if I try to say everybody, but we've got an unbelievable support team around volleyball and administrators that are incredible, starting with at the top with Joe Parker and David Crum. And is Christine here? I don't even know. She is. Sistine Susan has been with me forever. She was on the committee that hired me, and I owe you a lot, man. So thank you for your loyalty all these years. And I know I'm going to forget people, but I don't want to take a whole lot of time up here. I want to thank the players, and not only these 5 unbelievable seniors, but all the players on this team. They work really hard, and I think we came off a year last year, and it's funny that we were disappointed to be second place in the conference, but we were, and they really worked hard. And where we showed one of the most significant changes was in our ability to compete in tight situations. And I'm proud of our team for getting over that hump, and I think that we've got a fantastic group that's still here. And I hate losing senior classes, especially 5-person senior classes, and this senior class is special, but I think all of our players are great. And every year I come to this banquet, and I love it so much, because it shows us the community that we have for this sport. It makes this a great job. It makes it a wonderful place to coach and to play. You people are great volleyball fans, and you make nights like this so much fun for everybody. So please recognize yourself with a round of applause. You're great people. Every year, somebody asked me, what am I going to miss about this senior class? And I think it's the maturity. I think there were great people who really did things the right way and acted with a great deal of maturity. And I'm going to talk more about that in a minute, but you saw we had a great season. Beat TCU, Florida State in the tournament. We beat Michigan twice. This was a fantastic non-conference year, but even better year in conference, I think, because we did some things coming back from 2-0 Boise State, had some unbelievable moments that really helped our team decide and figure out who they are. So every year I try to do something special as a tribute, and it's hard, 20-some years of doing this, and I want to be original every year, and I have recycled a few ideas, and I know a lot of you guys know that, but the players don't, because I don't recycle them within a 4-year period. But I've been fascinated by this thing that's been coming to the forefront lately, this spoken word poetry. And so I started listening to that thinking, could I put that into this banquet? And the more I listen to it, the more I'm like, no, there's no way I could do that. First of all, when they do this, it's always very political, or it's always some issue where they have a great deal of angst, And I do have a lot of angst. But it's not the same kind of angst that they do. But I started jotting some things down and listening to some and writing a few things. And I like to tell stories. So I sat down to compose this, and I said, I'm going to do it. A lot of times spoken word doesn't have any rhymes in it. Sometimes it does, though. But I'm going to put a little bit of rhyme in there. I'm going to have a little bit of fun with it. And it's going to be sort of a start to beginning and go really fast through about 10 minutes of this. So I'll see what you think. Is it that hard to figure? An attacker, a digger, oh, they need to be tall and fast and jump. It's so obvious, but yet we miss. This game is broken down into touches. Any clown can deduct this. It takes a multi-fingered appendage at the end of an extended arm. There's no harm in admitting it's the hand that does all the bidding. Just watch the game. It's not hard to understand. That setter's got great hands, man. Get 2 hands on that ball. Come on, Sonia, turn your hands in. That's all. Meet coach's demands. Speed up your hands, snap your wrist, give it a slam, hit the line blocker's hands, get a hand on it. Can I get the ball up, Mariah? Man, And even as fans, you stand and clap, you give them a hand, a high five. You understand it takes 5 fingers to make up that hand. 5 fingers, 5 seniors. It's not a coincidence. You can argue without incidents that these 5 awe-inspiring women make up a never-tiring, beautiful, strong hand. McKenna, the pinky. Do you think she cares she's not tall? Not at all. Just don't blink, she'll sprawl out and get the ball. Do you know there's 9 muscles in the pinky? Like Kenna, it's elegant and classy, a little sassy, but fragile? Hell no, she'll show you who's agile. Let's go. She'll sip tea, then she'll ace you. Don't mean to disgrace you, just that look on her face shows she's good, but that's not all. She's not just about ball. You'll swear by her. Pinky swear because you trust her, she cares. The type of friendship that's so rare you lock pinkies. Okay, she's classy and sleek, but the pinky's so weak, it's so tiny and meek, it doesn't do much, does it? I pinky swear when I say this, it's not just a quip. Scientists say she's 50% of the grip. Half of the strength, half of the rip. If she's digging a ball or just holding your hand, she's 9 muscles strong. McKenna is grand. So who has passion for volley but a sense of fashion that all her teammates admire? Sonia represents the 4th proximal digit, the one that you'll constantly fidget with the ring, but the sting of her shots is the thing that makes her opponents respect her. From the left or the right, doesn't matter, they come at her with everything they've got, but she beats them time and time again. But Sonia's the ring finger, not because of fashion or action, but compassion. Our ancestors maintain this finger contains a special vein that goes straight to the heart. This vein of love, as they call it, is the trait that sets this finger apart. Her game is the best. She's known throughout the Mountain West. The fans are obsessed. She's put through the test every match, but her heart is 10 times the size of her game. No prize or fame even matters. She's everyone's mom or maybe their sister. You cannot resist her. She's real. Sonia's passion extends beyond fashion or trends. It's her love for her friends that defines her. So we move to the middle. This finger's anything but little. It's proud and tall and long. It's Alexandra Paletto, who would start from the get-go. She would play in the middle and play second fiddle to no one. For 3 great seasons, she gave us a reason to stand and cheer, but in her 4th year, her body didn't cooperate. She couldn't operate the same. She struggled with the pain of an injury sustained in the past. It would last the whole season, which could have been a reason to walk away, but she stayed and she supported and she cheered and she danced. And remember that night in the not too distant past in September with Stee in a cast? She took a chance and beat the pants off of Michigan. She's part of this hand thing regardless of standing on the bench. She'd be wrapped up in ice, but still patting someone's back or giving advice. We have no conference celebration, no elation, no ovation, without a foundation built over time. And right in the middle of that foundation is Alexandra. We're number 1. I see you. It's the pointer, the index, whatever. Is it rude to point? Well, Jasmine blows up that joint because she's pointing and anointing the setter. Like the pointer, she's strong, she's sturdy, she's dependable, never expendable unless you don't want those 1,214 kills she laid down. Yes, Jasmine's the index. It's a no-brainer. You can't really stop her. Just hope to contain her. Flip on the light. She's there. The opponent's nightmare. She'll point and she'll stare. Then she'll go on a tear. It's like she's walking on air. You can't stop her. They haven't a prayer. It's not fair, says Florida State. And it's not just this year. Her entire career has been beyond compare. She prepares like a master. Her spikes and her block work are ready like clockwork. They point and they squawk and she stuffs them. But there's more to this woman. If you look at her center, she's a leader and a mentor. Her point is not rude. There's no bad attitude. She beckons, gives direction. It's a sign of affection. She has some complexion. It's sometimes hard to read her, but she's there when you need her. Doesn't have too much to say, but she's always pointing the way. And finally, the thumb. It's different than some. It opposes, yet I suppose the fingers couldn't grab anything without it. It's different, that thumb, so it'd be dumb to succumb to the idea that the thumb is a finger. Well, dead ringer, Mariah. Like the thumb, she's unique. In practice week after week, she defends like a freak. Her digging technique makes the hitters look weak and afterwards gives a kiss on the cheek and loves her teammates. The fans don't see what she contributes in practice. It's an ace to alert you, a dig that inspires you, a hustle play that fires up the entire team and staff. Day after day, we continue to say, keep working, Mariah, keep lifting, keep sweating, yet she's getting little acclaim. She never complains, and the example she sets is a love of the game. It's courageous, and the thumb's grasp, that grip, it's contagious. So now chapter 2, and I've got a game for you. If you're willing to, count the exact number of hand references mentioned in this section. So I'll start with a story of this hand spirit. Who would like to hear it? Let me see a show of hands. Don't sit on your hands. Come on. Put your hands up. Okay. In 2016, just after Thanksgiving, this same group was living hand to mouth. They couldn't sit idle. I'll start that over. In 2016, after Thanksgiving, the same group was living hand to mouth. They couldn't sit idle because they didn't win a title, but I knew firsthand they were special. With their dedication and ensuing expectation, they certainly had their hands full this year, but have no fear. They are old hands at that. They shook hands and kicked off the season, but for no reason took a loss to Duke, and even Luke threw his hands in the air after that one. But they bounced back. Behind Jazz and Sonia's swingers, I didn't have to lift a finger. They started winning hand over fist. You get the gist. We spanked 2 nationally ranked teams with no fatigue and started the league with the upper hand. We heard secondhand about Boise State. They're so great. They're so tough to beat in Bronco Gym. We let them win the first 2. Many thought we would be screwed, and I said, dude, we're playing right into their hands. With a renewed sense of feud, we changed our attitude, and even though the crowd was rude, we won the next 2. But the 5th set crowd in Boise got super mean and noisy, and then Brianna said, talk to the hand. We could beat most of the conference with one hand tied behind our back, but they didn't crack. Well, there was that day in San Jose, the Spartans started digging and setting, and I said, this is getting out of hand. They handed us our only conference loss. The second time we played Wyoming, their team was foaming at the mouth. The Cowgirls would be a handful, but Moby was literally crammed full of fans willing to lend a helping hand. This team has always taken care of me, and they sent them back to Laramie with a loss. Overall, to this team's credit, and yes, I said it, they took the law into their own hands. They brought back the trophy, competing and completing the task at hand. Then the committee said, you had a pretty good season, but for no reason we're going to make you play Michigan again. After that backhanded compliment, we hit it on a jaunt and went to Cali, the Silicon Valley. Some teams might feel empty-handed being stranded against a team they've already played, but these 5 seniors put their hands together as one and said, how fun. They reached out to the team and said, this is the hand they dealt us. We don't need a committee to help us get this done. We started the match winning set 1, but the Wolverines made a run and forced our hand. The next 2 sets could not have been tighter. The fingers became a fist, and the fist became a fighter. There was elation on the floor. The Rams won the match in 4. It couldn't be more exciting. They say a sword yields no strength unless the hand that holds it has courage. They never got discouraged. They played at the highest level when they meant the most, and for that I say, give them a hand. So, if you counted 32, good for you. If you thought my part was over, not true. Is this a story about the glory of 5 seniors who are handy at winning games? Is this about trophy and fame? No, come on, that's lame. It's about 5 strong women and what their hands reach, how they lead and they teach. Does this all go away after tonight's senior speech? No, it's just starting. They may be departing our program, but the reach will take them to faraway places where kills and aces mean nothing, but their ability to lead and inspire, incite passion and fire, that won't go away. They will keep that in play. Ask their younger teammates about these 5 fingers, and here's what they'd say. It's about holding you tight when you need it the most, yet calling you out when you start to coast. Competing and beating you with a grunt and a roar, then giving a hand to help you up off the floor. Wiping sweat off your brow or maybe a tear, and then showing you how to compete without fear. Leading the charge, pointing the way, then a pat on the back because you had a great day. There's a lot of people could learn a lot from these 5, I'd say. They say the hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world. Then some doofus spouts, this team is pretty able for a bunch of college girls. When is the world going to witness? This is not about strength and fitness. It's about the traits they learn, the traits that allow women, these women, to rule the world. It's grit anchored in grace in the face of adversity. It's strength, courage, dignity, diversity. What we need to understand and what these fingers teach us is the traits of love and teamwork paired with sweat and grind and dreams are the traits that will build a better world. If you don't understand this, ask McKenna, Sonia, Axie, Jasmine, Mariah. They will show you. Just reach out your hand. Thank you.